So I'm Alex Apeldoorn. I'm the head of product for Lace. And yeah, today I'm going to talk a little bit about the future of Lace. So before we start to talk about the future of Lace, we kind of want to talk a little bit about where we are and what our guiding principles are in the design of Lace. So when we set out to do Lace, what we wanted to do is we wanted to make a simple, safe, and seamless experience in the Web3 world. To do that, we have spent hours talking to our community, talking to our users, understanding what their wants and what their needs are, and how we can achieve that. Now, for the first phase, for the MVP phase of Lace, what we really wanted to achieve is a wallet that really played nice with other applications. What that effectively means is that from the get-go, we need to have the dApp connector in there. From the get-go, we need to have hardware wallet support. But first and foremost, we need to follow the standards that were set out in the CIP process. We've done all of that, and on top of that, we've also done extensive security audits to make sure that your private keys are always secured and safe in the Lace wallet. Now, this beautiful design that was created by our UX team is absolutely tremendous. You can view your NFT, you can build transactions, but on top of that, we went a little bit further, and we started to create the token bundle concept. The Cardano chain is specifically powerful because of the UTXO-based model. You can select one or more assets to send to one person, and you can select one or more assets to send to multiple persons. That means that you can send up to 100 transactions in one transaction, which is extremely, extremely powerful. On top of that, we've also enabled staking within the Lace wallet. One of the core features that we wanted to have is strong information about the stake pools, how we can reach them, what our rewards are going to be, and any background information that we can get on stake pools. Now, the powerful principles behind Lace around agile development means that whatever feature we make right now can be extended and improved in the future. So we're doing delegation right now in Lace, but we want to improve upon that. One of the most asked features is multi-delegation. One of the things that we want to do with multi-delegation is to make it easy, safe, and secure for anybody to use. We want to make sure that you have all the right information in place in order to make your choices. And then I don't have a screen anymore. That wasn't a very seamless experience. So yes, so we want to make sure that we create a seamless experience for our end users. It should be easy. Okay. It should be easy to rebalance your portfolio. It should be easy to see how much rewards you're getting from which stake pool, and just sort of like an overall view of how many rewards you're getting. The second principle of Lace is if you've done a lot of user research and you have patterns that you can use, then you want to reuse them. For the next phase of Lace, for the future of Lace, a large portion of what we want to achieve is collaboration. It's collaboration with everybody in the ecosystem. So we thought, where better to start than with our own governance team, with the Catalyst project. So we have the delegation of the voting power right now. Multi-delegation, delegation of voting power. So we're reusing design principles and UX research in order to have a simple, safe, and seamless experience within the Catalyst voting. What we're doing here right now is to select, it's a bit slow, there we go, to select delegates and representatives in the community that we can delegate our voting power to in order to shape the future of Cardano. Anyone can use this within the confines of the Lace app, delegate their voting power, and let somebody represent them and make informed choices for them. But we don't want to stop here. Like partnering with the Catalyst community is fantastic, but we want to collaborate with the whole dApp ecosystem. So we've designed the dApp Store. I think some of you might have seen the dApp Store already at Consensus, but we're redesigning it to match the branding of Lace. When we've first designed the dApp Store, we've designed a pattern in which a dApp developer, OK, I'm just going to keep on talking. So the way that we design it is that a dApp developer could come to the dApp Store, upload the dApp information, and manage it that way. But it meant that we weren't, that we were basically the arbiter of truth. We were the ones that made the choices about who gets to be in the dApp Store and not. We don't want that. We want to be decentralized. We want to make sure that anybody can be in the dApp Store, so we need to have a decentralized registration mechanism. Soon we will be posting a blog about how exactly dApps can register for the dApp Store without our intervening. You can upload your own information, your own data, and your own pictures to present yourself to the Lace community. That way, we make sure that we keep a simple, safe, and seamless experience for everybody. One of the strong features within our ecosystem is obviously the dApp connector. The dApp connector allows you to directly interact with the dApp. But there's a problem there. How do you know that you're actually interacting with the dApp that you believe to be interacting with? A lot of the problems in our space come from impersonations and from scams. This has a direct impact on the reputation of the dApps. That is massively disruptive for our industry, and it means that we get less adoption because people are scared to actually use these dApps. So we've done a partnership with the Atala team in order to introduce DIDs into the dApp ecosystem. That way, a dApp developer can generate reputation and trust with their end user in a peer-to-peer fashion, as you can see on screen. When we combine these elements of having identity, having certifications, having standards, we're creating a cohesive ecosystem that anybody can use that's safe and secure for everybody. We want to go further with our collaborations. We want to have an integrated DEX experience in which all DEX of the Cardano ecosystem can integrate into Lace in order to offer their product within Lace. Combined with the identity solution, you always know who you're interacting with and when you're interacting with them. As most of you know, Lace is intended to be a chain-agnostic wallet. That means that you will not only be able to swap your native assets, you will be able to swap your assets between the various chains. So now we have multi-chain, identity, and dApps in one platform, which means that the standards that we're setting right now within the Cardano ecosystem can be exported to other ecosystems in order to give them the same level of trust, the same level of security, and the best benefits for our end users. Are we? OK. Where was I? So now we have a complete crypto industry, seamless experience for everyone. That means that we become more accessible to mass adoption. So we have, again, a simple, safe, and seamless experience in a trusted environment, Web3 for everybody. So what does that exactly look like? There we go. A seamless security, a seamless experience for everybody everywhere. As you know, we're partnering with Possessia in order to bring RealFi to Kenya. That means that the people in Kenya can interact with Lace in a safe and secure manner everywhere around the world, manage their own assets, manage their own identity, and not be susceptible to scams and fraud. We are having many, many partnerships, and we're starting with the Cardano community. From next week, we will start to have our first partnerships with Terra Virtua and the Cardano Warriors. They've both made custom environments specifically for people that are using Lace, and we're hoping that you get to enjoy the exact simple, safe, and seamless experience that we want to offer to everybody. Thanks. Are there any questions? Yeah. Do we have a microphone? Maybe you can shout it.
Sure. So first of all, I'd say really enjoyed the presentation. Don't worry about the Solana moments. So I saw that you had the D-reps in there in the wallet.
Yeah.
And I saw that it said you have 10 D-reps.
Yeah.
Does that mean you can split your delegation up between 10 different people to do both?
It's a good question. So we made an assumption here that we would be delegating to 10 D-reps. However, Lace is an agile environment. The feedback that we're getting from users, we will incorporate. 10 is just to make it easy and observable for our end users. But if our end users want to have more, delegate to more representatives, then we will just up the number.
And will the representatives be able to vote on like every proposal?
One more time.
Will those representatives be able to vote on each proposal?
Yes, that's part of the Catalyst ecosystem. So the representatives will vote on behalf of the people in Lace.
So, as a longtime Catalyst participant, that doesn't really help me as much because what I would value in a D-rep is their specialization. So what I would like to have is the ability to have a D-rep for each category, so that for each challenge I get to say I want this D-rep for this challenge, this D-rep for this challenge. Could that be a possibility?
Absolutely, yes. So we are actually talking to the governance team about those specific things. So we're aware of the fact that there's special voting rounds, there's special funding rounds, etc. We're working on the mechanisms in order to enable that. Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Oh. My favorite Lace customer.
From Consensus.
Exactly.
Tommy Fry from Cardano for Seniors, a Fund 8 project to educate seniors. Charles touched a little bit yesterday on intergenerational wealth and what happens if someone's disabled and what happens with their assets. Could you touch on that a little bit, expand on it, and tell us how seniors can pass their wealth on to their grandkids or whomever. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So there's two things there. So first off, actually the SSI ecosystem has already figured out various ways in order to manage guardianship and generational wealth. On top of that, there are a number of cryptographic projects that actually enable you to pass on your funds post generations in the case of incident or like disease. I hope that answers the question. Any other takers?
Hello. You mentioned that there will be bridging. How far in the future will we see secure bridges happening with Lace?
I'm not hearing you properly, but you're saying secure bridges within Lace?
Right. Did you mention something about bridges in Lace?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering how far in the future do we have to wait for that to be available?
Okay, that's fair. We will partner with bridges that are audited and code secure. There are many people in the industry that are doing tremendous work when it comes to trustless bridges. We will make sure that we use those trustless bridges and make sure that they are fully audited and fully secure so that your funds are safe when you transfer between chains.
Hello. Just want to know if you guys plan to have an on and off fiat ramp or something assistance.
Good point, good point, yes. The idea behind the Lace wallet is that it's the go-to wallet for people that are just joining the ecosystem. What we don't want to have is that for somebody that's just joining the ecosystem to have to go to a centralized exchange, upload their KYC, go through a whole rigmarole in order to get access to some Lace. So fiat integration is a very powerful first step to actually do that, to make sure that anybody with a credit card can buy ADA and get access to our ecosystem. Yeah.
Hey, Alex. Yeah, I was just wondering, are you able to share approximately how long it takes for Lace to be able to show if a transaction has been completed on the wallet? And I guess the other question I have on top of that is, if it doesn't happen instantly, do you have plans on being able to show a transaction has been processed instantly, and then be able to give assurance to the user so that they don't have to worry whether or not the transaction actually will have gone through or not?
So you're asking if there's the status of the transaction visible in Lace?
Yes, well, not just the status, but how long does it actually take for Lace to be able to show if a transaction has been confirmed or not?
Okay. So, okay, fine. Well, there's a couple things that I hadn't mentioned yet, but we can go into that. So we know that in specifically high volume events, sometimes it takes a bit longer to get a transaction on chain. We have various mechanisms in order to message queue those transactions in order to make sure that they get on chain in a timely manner. One of the things that I haven't mentioned is the fact that we will also have a desktop and a mobile app. The desktop app will also have the ability to actually connect to a full node. So in the instance that you would want to speed up a transaction and make sure that it gets on chain in a timely manner, you can just connect your Lace application to a full node and make sure that you have a direct connection to the network.
Will Lace support multi-signature in the first release?
Not in the first release, but it will support multi-signature. We actually have some cool ideas around using multiple platforms in which you can sort of have a two-factor authentication by signing a transaction by using various devices. All right, I think we're complete. Thank you all for listening.